Hey guys, this is an explanation of how to use the Spectronic 200E spectrometer. And we're going to learn to do two things that we commonly do in our chemistry labs with it. Measure the lambda max, or wavelength of maximum absorbance, and just the absorbance at different wavelengths. When you come up to the spectrometer, first thing you want to do is make sure that it has been turned on for at least 5 minutes so that it can warm up. Once it's warmed up, ready to go, it should be on the home menu. If it's not, you can just press the little button that looks like a house, and it'll take you right there to the home menu. We want to make sure that the top selection, where it says Spec 200E Modern Interface, is selected. By selected, I mean it's red. So we can move up and down with these arrows here. Right here. When it's red, we press the Enter button. The Enter button is this little button in the middle of the arrows. Press that. And now the screen will say Live Display up here in the top right corner. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the lambda max, or wavelength of maximum absorbance. To do that, we're going to use the left arrow, go over one screen to where it says Scan in the top right. Once we're to that screen, we press the Enter button, and we're in the scan graph. Once we're there, the first thing we need to do is zero out the spectrometer. So a lot of times Matt will have a cuvette with DI water in it in one of these openings. If not, get one. And remember, we always wipe the outside of the cuvette with the Kim wipe before we put it into any spectrometer. So clean it off. Make sure there's fingerprints or anything on there. Also, always when you're putting a cuvette in here, make sure there's no air bubbles because they will affect your reading. I'm going to open up the lid. And in here, the cuvettes go into this holder right here that's rectangular. Pop it all the way down. Close the lid. Now we're going to zero it. So there's a button up here next to the home button that says 0. Just press that. And on the bottom of the screen, it'll say Auto Zero and then an hourglass. When that goes away, the instrument is zeroed and you don't have to zero it again. Okay, now it's zeroed. So we're going to take out the cuvette with the DI water in it, open the lid, take this out, and set it aside. Now we're going to take our cuvette that has the solution in it that we're measuring and put it in there. Remember, we always clean it off with the Kim wipe. Make sure there's no air bubbles. Also, by the way, when you're holding these cuvettes, you don't want to touch them with your fingers because the grease or oil from your fingers will get on the cuvette and absorb some light potentially. Hold it up here, pop it into the holder, the rectangular one, close the lid. Now we're just going to press the Enter button. As we do, it'll say Scanning on the bottom of the screen. So it's scanning through all the wavelengths between 400 nanometers and 900 nanometers. Once it finishes scanning, we'll have a graph that looks like this on the screen. To find the lambda max, or wavelength of maximum absorbance, what we do is we're going to move this green line, it's right here, to roughly the top of the peak. Now your peak's going to be a different place depending upon what solution you have in there. I'm going to turn this knob right here, and it moves the green line. And it goes, if you look up here, this is the wavelength right here in the top left corner. It's changing 10 nanometers at a time. So we're just going to get it close to the top of the peak. So about over there. Now what we're going to do is try to maximize this number down in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, which is the absorbance. To do that, we can use the left and right arrows here, and we can go 1 nanometer at a time. So we're trying to maximize this number here. It's 470, 2, 3, 4, 6, 6, 7, 8, 7, 7, 6. So it looks like it's going down again, so just go back the other way. It's the right corner, there's 478. And it looks like that's going to be our maximum 0.478. Now, in this case, there's just one wavelength that has that maximum absorbance, 0.478 for me. Sometimes you'll have more than one wavelength that has the maximum absorbance. Just go to the middle one and use that. So to record the lambda max, or wavelength of maximum absorbance, we just write down this number in the top left-hand corner of the screen, and the units are nanometers, little n, little m. So I would write down, in this case, 427 nanometers. Now, if you need the absorbance for that solution also, you can record it right there. It's in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. That's the absorbance. Mine would be 0.478. Now, sometimes what you want to do is you want to keep that lambda max on the spectrometer and measure the absorbance of other solutions, different concentrations usually. To do that, we take out the cuvette, just open up the top, take this out, and put the other solution in. I'm just going to put this guy back in. When we do that, the easiest way to measure the absorbance is to go back to the home screen. So we should have Spec 200E modern interface highlighted in red. Press the enter button, and now it'll come up to the live display. That's the one you want. So press enter again, and now the absorbance will be red on the screen. Once it starts flashing, that's your absorbance. Make sure that the number in the top left-hand corner is still at your lambda max. If it's different, you can change that with the knob here, and you can also change it with the arrows here. Once the absorbance number starts flashing, you can record that. All you have to do is take that cuvette out and put the next cuvette in, close the lid. Once the absorbance starts flashing, you have the absorbance of that cuvette. And that's it.